I love the, part of the story with your grandfather and kind of, and that's normally there's something that happens, right, that kind of triggers action. And people always say action cures fear, right? That's what Dr. David Schwartz, he wrote that in the book, The Magic of Thinking Big. And I always would tell my kids that as they were growing up is action cures fear. So if you're afraid of something, do it. But then when you lose something and you have that adversity, right? It also adversity is sometimes creates fear, and the only way to get over the adversity and the fear is action. And what a great way to honor your grandfather and the relationship that you guys had by building this business that obviously he would have wanted to be a part of and a participant in, and would have enhanced his life and his outdoors activities. That's really cool. I commend you on that. So and it's also cool. One of the things about the way that we operate at Create Tailwind and talking to people all over the country every day, and we're not limited by geographic borders, is I love the fact that being a kid from Alabama, met this kid or these guys from Colorado, and now are good friends, because Colorado and Alabama, I go to Alabama at least once a year. Nelson Nash was who started Infinite Banking Concept. It's from Birmingham, and he has a think tank every year, and I've been fortunate enough to speak at it a number of times. And so we go there in February every year. But I lived in Colorado for 20 years, and it's different, right? I mean, it's a completely different. I would think the outdoors activities are different. And I mean, just as far as your surroundings and things. And then I lived in South Dakota for 12 years. And I grew up in Los Angeles, so I didn't grow up a hunter or outdoorsman. I do a little fishing, but that's about the extent of it. And probably emphasis on little. But in South Dakota, as you know, pheasant season is huge, right? Yeah. And that's one of the things South Dakota is known for. So I have a lot of friends that hunt, and they've almost got me out there a couple of times, and I live in Florida now, so I can tell you I'm not going up there in November, but or probably not schlepping through the field in November. But now Alabama in November, I'm in.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's awesome.
So that's really cool. And I love every business, and especially every successful business, has a story. If I said, Slade, what has helped your business grow? What are the 1, 2, or 3 things that if somebody's sitting out there and they think they have an idea, but what helped your business take off and succeed?
I would say, relationships is just a crucial element there. I've been, fortunately at a young age, just kind of realized the importance of that, of relationships in general, and kind of put a big emphasis on that and been intentional with relationships that, ultimately just being the person that you want people to be to you and helping people where you can without necessarily having your hand out, seeing what's in it for you. I think there's been a ton of times that just being that person growing up, whereas now running the business, having to reach back out to some people and be like, hey man, got this idea, I want to run by you, like, could use some advice or some direction, like that itself has paid dividends. But aside from that, like being, even with the the aspect of growing a business, like the networking piece still kind of plays into the relationships. You've got to be very intentional about your relationships and who you're connecting with, and whether that's trying to build a team, whether that's, for me in school, it was the professors that I really built relationships with, whereas when we started to raise capital, they were able to make introductions, or needed some direction with the business. What's your thoughts here? Like the influence and the mentorship there was crucial. And I think a lot of what we're seeing now and like how we got the ball rolling was with people that I personally knew, kind of that had assets that they could trade. And if you hadn't been a good person to those people, they don't want to help you out. And so I think there is a key aspect there of just being super intentional about your relationships and just being a good person there. I think that helps.